Hello. So, why this community was created? Well, uh, first of all, Singularity University was created by Peter Diamandis and Ray Kurzweil. It was founded about 10 years ago, right? And the idea was to create an educational institution where people can learn about emerging technology and understanding this exponential progress that Kurzweil wrote about in his book The Singularity is Near. So um, when when I first read the book and the predictions, right, then what really hit me is this timeline that Kurzweil projects and how he predicts what kind of advancements are coming down the line. And my first thought was that the generation who will be most affected by these changes is really the children, because they are the ones who go through the longest programs, right? Like the public education system, the K-12 is by definition 12 years, right? If I add these college, university time, then we're looking at 15, 16, 17 years, right? And that's when today's 6-year-old child will emerge from the school system when she will become a young adult and tries to make a living, hopefully in a fulfilling way. And if I look at the projected timeline of the tsunamis of changes of what's coming, then they are the ones who should be told what's coming. So I came up with this idea, sort of playing on the words, that what we need is not a Singularity University, what we need is a Singularity Preschool. It's not just the adults that we need to educate, but it's the kids, the youngsters, the K-12 age and after. So then I changed the name to Warmer Sun, which is actually coming from an Elvis Presley song, If I Can Dream. So SU has been around for 10 years now. It did come under some criticism because they are talking about how to create an exponential organization, but they themselves are pretty much a classical organization, right? Like to participate in the Singularity University, one has to travel there in person to this only one place where the guarded knowledge is beamed into their heads, right? The way SU operates, right, they primarily have two target audience. One is the business leaders, the sort of C-level executives of Fortune 500 companies who go there, spend their a long weekend. They get shocked by seeing how their business can be disrupted, and then they hire some consultants to help them navigate their landscape or go through the learning to be able to do it themselves. And the other part of the audience is the sort of startup entrepreneurs, right? So they have this GSP program which really funnels into a startup incubator. So if I look at their their homepage, right, it says preparing global leaders and organization for the future. Okay, so to give them some credit, right, after this criticism, they did open up a lot. So they started a YouTube channel, and they started online courses. So before, they guarded their content very much, right? And now if you go on YouTube, if you look up Singularity University on YouTube, then all their conferences, all the talks is posted there. So it's a great learning resource. Now the online courses that they launch, that brought down the price tag by about tenfold, right? It's digitization and democratization, right? Yeah, here I'm showing the online courses they have. So a bundle of courses comes to about $1,500, right? Attending SU in person, that was $15,000 or about that magnitude. So it's about a 10x improvement. It is still expensive, in my opinion, but my focus is on adapting this curriculum for younger audiences, and want to talk about like the attempts that have been made so far. So SU ran a program that was called the Exponential Youth Program, and they tried it out. I think it ran for only 1 year. It was for high school age kids, and then more recently they launched something new that they call Exponential Families, and it's again a kind of elitist audience that they are targeting. So the idea behind Exponential Families is that there are family businesses, and they say they're going after the $5 to $500 million family businesses, where the parents are, well, first of all, they want to pass on their business to their kids, right, the next generation. And they are smart enough to realize that the family business can be disrupted by technology. Maybe they are already part of the SU community, they have gone through some learning programs, and now they want to bring their kids, right? So this is a little bit like the example of the Tesla Roadster, right? That first you make the fancy sports car that you sell to the very rich, and then you make the medium but still expensive car, and then you sort of bring down the price. So maybe that's what the SU is doing, but at the moment this is for an exclusive club. Now, if I look at where else can somebody learn about these things, what is the more accessible end of the spectrum, right? Then we're looking at things like maker education, where people like play with building robots, or they 3D print or something like that. And then there are the different STEM toys like Lego Mindstorms. You can buy a mini drone, play electronics a little bit. Actually, there are a lot of STEM toys. I can find one for each category of emerging technologies, and the price point is coming down, so that's a good thing. But what is missing in all these things is that while you can find for your kid like an after school program where they build robots, or if you're lucky and it's a good school, then maybe they have a 3D printer or something. What's missing is this overarching cognitive framework, right? The mindset, the way it all comes together. That was the Singularity University and Peter Diamandis's private abundance community that now also came under the SU umbrella. That's what they do very well, and that's where I see a gap that we can fill with creating a learning community where we adapt this SU curriculum for a younger audience with lessons, activities, and we digitize, demonetize, and democratize access to this knowledge. To that point, I'd like to talk about this book that Ray Kurzweil launched, Danielle. So Danielle is this much needed role model, right? And what I'm hoping is to find among you early adopters, right? So people, parents and kids together who got excited and encouraged by reading the book, and they wanna not just like fold it up and put it on the shelf, but they want to continue on the learning. And the other thing that this book does very well is that it's not only talking about Danielle's superpower is that she can use technology, right? It's not only focusing on learning technology, but it went into great lengths in exploring problems that need to be solved, right? So it's a sort of two sides of the coin, right? There is the bright side and the dark side. On the bright side, we have all these power tools that we never had before. We have the ability of the individual to do positive changes in the world that wasn't possible before, right? The power of the individual. On the flip side, we have this huge global problems, some of which are maybe technical, others more societal, and to bring it together. That's fantastic in what Kurzweil did, and that's what we should explore further in this learning community. That's the idea. And I hope you join me on this journey, and we build it together, and we learn together, and we raise kids who will be ready for whatever is coming, and they will be able to fulfill themselves when they grow up. Thank you.